Hello YouTube, this is Billy. Today I'm coming to you with, I could not find any kind of video to be very helpful with my issue. While hunting with my son, my Stevens Model 320, it began to jam, with the pump action, it began to jam, and then it got so jammed that it would not function. It did eject all of the shells out, but after that last shell ejected out, it was in some sort of a bind that it would not function. So I was like, oh my gosh. In any event, when I got home, this little cap here, unscrew that, and your pump action with the little button release that's by the trigger, just kind of have it half cocked on the pump, and the barrel just basically comes right off. After you got the barrel out of the way, you'll be able to see, like mine, this ejector pin spring type thing was in a bind, and after playing with it, it came out, but it was not proper. It wasn't the way it was supposed to be, obviously and clearly. And I noticed this little piece here fell out along with the spring. So I knew that this piece and this piece and this piece, I know that those were the culprit. So to get where I'm at, let's see, we talked about pulling this off, having the pump action half cocked, push the button by the trigger so that you can like have it half cocked. The barrel will just come right out. I just kind of wiggled and played until this got out of a jam. This fell out, this fell out, and this fell out. In any event, so barrel's out of the way. There's a pin right here. This pin right here, it didn't take that much to get it out. I just used a screwdriver and a hammer and tapped on it and got it to start coming out. And then I grabbed a hold of it with the claw part of the hammer and helped pull it out the rest of the way from the other side. Because you'll notice that if you can see it in the video, it's got little grooves. So the claw hammer was able to grab a hold of it without doing any kind of damage. In any event, by getting that pin out, then the trigger assembly basically just kind of comes out. It's not that hard to just get that out of there. And once the trigger's out of the way, then you can just slide the pump right out of there. So when you slide that pump just right out of the way, it comes out really easy once the trigger assembly is out of the way. Now, it's pretty hard to see. In the video, it looks like a tiny dot. See that little bitty tiny dot? I'm trying to put it basically in the middle of the screen. Well, that tiny dot is a threaded hole. So somewhere there is a small threaded screw that has apparently came loose, and yeah, and now here we are today. So in any event, I'm gonna have to get with Stevens to get a replacement screw. That's kind of irritating. I haven't had this gun very long. I've barely used it. In any event, now the reason for this video is to try to help people that may be having a similar issue. So if you want to know how these three pieces go, that's the purpose of this video. This spring, So you have to get the gun in this position to even have a clue about seeing what's going on. This spring goes on this, if you can see the shape of this thing, okay, and see how it's got that curvature to it. It has that curvature it's supposed to. That's what pushes the shell out when you eject the shell. You'll notice I'm putting the spring on this end of it, okay, and then on this end of it, exactly in that position, this piece is going to slide into that piece. And now you can see that's where the screw was, okay? So this whole piece, exactly like this, with this little clip on this end, with the screw behind like that. So you'd have to have the screw, plus you'd have to have a screwdriver for the screw, and have it go into the gun in this position with the spring on this end. Now, it's going to be super hard to see in the video, but my lighting's really not that good. But when you look down inside this back part of the gun, there's a tiny hole that spring goes into. So in this position, like this right here just slides in like this. It just slides in, and back in there, you just, with the flashlight, you get that spring to go in that hole. And when you have the screw, you push it so that you can get that screw to line up with that hole, and then put the new screw in. And with any luck, you get it tight enough so that this doesn't happen to you again. In any event, I'm hoping this video is able to help some people. Putting the gun back together, I'm sure, is just as easy as getting it apart. It hasn't been challenging at all, other than the screw managing to come loose. That has not been fun. In any event, hope this video helps people. Good luck.